Welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Jaden, and this is the channel for all things creativity, whether it's photography, filmmaking, video, whatever it is your outlet is, that's what we're here for. So I'm making this whole video about the concept of freelancing. Not really a concept, but the thing that a lot of creators want to do, take their hobbies and turn it into profit. You know, who wouldn't want to profit from what they're trying to do, you know, creativity wise. I'm trying it right now. I'm in the middle of it, so I want to share some of the things that I learned along the way in this journey so that you can implement them too if you're thinking about it or if you're in the middle of it right now. So just a little background and full transparency. My story starts off with me not knowing what I wanted to do out of high school. You know, everybody, it seemed like around me had it all figured out, but it didn't feel like I had it figured out. I was trying to figure out, what do I do? You know, boom, boom, boom. You know, I graduated in 2020, so, you know, the whole pandemic threw a monkey wrench and everything type thing. So we had school then, but it was phasing out, obviously, you know, and we didn't really have much work. But see, this is how I get off track. But the important thing is that I found out what I wanted to do, and that was get in the tech space, get in IT. So after much procrastination and everything, I got my certification in my respected area, and I got a job in IT. And I liked the job. It was cool. It served its purpose. But I knew that when I picked up my camera, that was back in 2021, I wanted to do more creative things. I started taking pictures more, liked it, got better, and eventually I wanted to take it full time because, you know, you're seeing all these cool videos of all the people you admire in the creative space, and they're doing anything creativity full time, and you want to do that same thing. So naturally, I wanted to do it and transition into doing that. But the real behind it is I was actually let go of my first job in tech ever. And this is not no pity party that I got let go. It was a whole thing before, but I'm good. We good. That's why I'm making a video right now. But the important thing is that I wanted to have a way to make income now, because now I don't have a job. But I thought, oh shoot, now I can just fully go into the creativity now, and, you know, go into the photography, videography thing now. And, you know, that's what I want to do. So in doing that, I got a lot of how do I want to say, a lot of road bumps along the way. A lot of things I had to learn on the fly that I didn't know at all, that I didn't even think about when I was starting out. So I wanted to share some of those things, and I'm not on that tier with the fancy YouTubers yet. You know, I'm still using the, you know, the mic and everything. We got the phone, so I got to reference these notes. So if you see some jump cuts in there, just know I got to collect my thoughts, because I will ramble on as I'm doing right now. All right. So first thing is, when you first starting off, especially if you're a new entrepreneur like myself, you have to have a plan. After I, you know, my job let me go and everything, I didn't have a plan at all about what I wanted to do or how exactly I wanted to do it. You have to be specific. I wasn't specific enough. I knew that I liked doing stuff for events and everything, like whatever that may be, whether it's a small event, big event, you know. No weddings though. No weddings. But I'm low-key changing my thoughts on that, because weddings is where it's at. But I'm not a fan of weddings. But let's continue. I just had to put that in there. But anyway, you have to know what you want to do. Like I said before, I like the events and everything, but do I want to do events for brands? Do I want to do it for business owners? Whoever that may be, just a party or whatever. So you have to know what you want to do and who you want to do it for. You know, that's the whole point of having a business plan. You're not just a creator and, oh, I can create my way into success. No, you have to have a plan, and you have to think like a business owner. You have to think like an entrepreneur, even if you have a job or whatever and trying to phase out into that, you still have to have a plan. There's mad people on YouTube that will teach you, how to become a better entrepreneur. Me personally, I watch a lot of Chris Do and the Futur and everything like that. And what's that one called? WrldInVsn. WrldInVsn is another one. I think that's what it's called. But and plenty of other ones too. Plenty of other ones that give a lot of insight on being an entrepreneur and how to be successful, whatever that is for you, in the creative entrepreneurial space. Yeah. The second point that I want to mention is how to separate the art from the business side of it. A lot of the times you're not going to be able to do every project. You have whole creative freedom and everything. It's going to be like not like a tug of war, but the client or whoever you're working with is going to want more control over how the end result is. You as a creative, your responsibility is to assist them into achieving that vision. So some projects you may be able to have a whole creative freedom and everything, but most of the time you won't be able to. And sometimes the client's going to ask you things that you may not want to do, and you'll have to abide by it. That's why you have contracts, but that's a whole nother video, and there's plenty of people that can talk about that, but this ain't the video right now. But make sure you understand that the art and the business is separate. I just saw this person on Instagram. She's a director. I'll probably link the video below to what she said. I can't think of her name right now. I should have had it in my notes. But she basically said one for the algorithm and one for you, basically, when you're doing things. So she was referring to the algorithm in hers, but what I'm talking about in it is, doing things for the client, but also doing things for yourself, which obviously goes into the next point, spec work. That's the third point. Making spec work is so important because that way you get to make the things you make that you want to make, and therefore people are going to recognize, oh, Jaden does events or whatever, or such and such does portraits, or however you want to market yourself as, and you can get hired for that type of work. Nobody's going to hire me to do product photography or videography since I don't do that. That's not what I want to do. It's cool. I've seen a lot of fire stuff, but that's not what I want to do. I want to do events and everything. And right now I'm moving into more narrative things because I want to make more things with a story behind it. Hence the YouTube channel, hence a lot of things in the background that I'm working on, trying to make more story-based content. And a bonus tip too, before you leave, don't leave yet. I promise I got one more tip for you. The last tip that I wanted to mention is that you should have a part-time job if you're trying to do it or in the middle of it. And I'm talking about like if you just straight beginner at this whole camera thing, meaning that you're good enough to get work from it, but it's not as consistent as you like to be, get a part-time job. My friend Kyron told me to get a part-time job like last year, especially when I was in the thick of it. I didn't want to because I want to see how much it would take or what it would take to actually succeed in this creative space. What's the limits that I was willing to go to in order to be able to make a living out of this? And now that I see that, I can adjust accordingly. But for those who don't have the stomach for it, which I'm not going to say that I don't, but it definitely helps. And I for sure recommend having at least a steady set of income coming in so that you'll be able to profit off the things you profit from with client projects, and you can reinvest that back into your business once all of your expenses are covered. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoy watching. Share this with a friend or with a fellow creative that you know, and leave me a comment in the description. Leave me a comment in the description. How stupid that sound. Leave me a comment in the video somewhere below there. and look forward to catching you in the next one. Peace.